Yo, someone
Thank
should
you,
draw
Tenno-Geners.
I am
Poncho
excited
for
to get
the
more
Warframe.
Tenno-Gen in.
Break my camera.
I don't know why I did
and
the
for
walls.
the drifter and for the
Well,
Tenno.
animation, you know.
I could do it, but I
All
don't
right.
want to. I mean, I
Back to
could draw
Pablo.
it.
Gave
I don't
you a
wanna-
yapping
I
nap,
don't
but
wanna
now it's
go
back
into
to
that.
you.
I hate
Really? I thought it was
fabric
done.
No, it was talk
and Blender.
augments.
I hate
Oh, okay,
fabric and
augments.
Blender so much.
So that's easy. I'll just
I have a
read
slide
this.
for you too.
Just read the slide.
There you go.
Yeah, we have 4 new augments. We didn't do
Golgate
some of the
augment,
last updates. So.
Akimuji
we were due.
augment for
The
Kome.
Wisp one is a lot of fun. I think we're going to show a video for
We have a
that.
little video, yes.
Okay, so we'll show a video for that one.
Wisp and
Essentially, you
2
create
spectral
2
images
copies,
cast
and
a
then you,
single blast
instead of like
Soulgate,
being a longer
leaving
duration one, it just creates
radiated fire zone
a
on
zone. Then Mikuji is just, a very good synergy to kind of get those cooldowns going faster, so you can start getting more and more upgrades if you so choose. Then we have one for Corvex, which is it's a very interesting one because it does change how you play quite a bit because it changes it into a channeled ability.
I have an Excalibur one. I know
then
that.
For Gyre, it's kind of similar to
I have a Frost one. I use
Bolt's shield.
I think I use
essentially,
2
as
Frost
long as you're
ones.
shooting through the sphere.
I know I
you're
use a
getting
Banshee one, or I'm trying to get
the
a Banshee
extra
one.
status effect.
Excellent.
I don't
All right,
remember
so
my
we
builds
have a
like
little
that.
video to show Wisps off. Rue's got it cooking.
Oh, that's
You can
crazy.
see the radiated fire field.
Wow, we really bring the fire this update.
We also have,
play it
as you
again.
saw earlier, an arcane that benefits from irradiating enemies. So, you know,
Was that
it synergizes
intentional?
quite a bit.
Nothing's intentional. Everything's done
a
by
twist.
chance. It's a twist.
It's a twist. Another twist. Oh my
They just
god.
keep coming.
They just keep on coming. All right. Are we ready for some quality of life?
Let's do it.
Before we jump into it, I did want to.
A lot of details, you know, I've actually gotten a lot of questions.
So the result of
I've seen a lot of Twitter
Gara
and
and Ash will
forums
now
and
be
stuff.
able to
There's a
mod their
bajillion details on
pseudo
this.
exalted
So
weapon.
we actually have a dev blog which
Ash
goes
has
over
a
all the
exalted
tiny
weapon?
little specifics because there's a lot to go over. So I'm just going to go over
Why
like
has an
the
exalted
big
weapon?
points. Korra, Atlas, Gara, and Ash, as it says there, all are getting basically moddable weapons, which before used to be pseudo-exalteds. Basically, they would grab the mods from your melee weapon, which, you know, unfortunately a lot of people didn't know about, and, you know, a lot of people that didn't know about, maybe they didn't use it as much, so on and so forth. So now you can just mod them directly, and it's awesome. Excalibur / Dash will take the mods
Those are
directly
mods
from
equipped
Exalted
under
Blade.
the-
And
Okay.
pseudo-exalteds now have their own melee combo, so it works very similar to the Atlas one, except it has the numbers similar to a
What's
regular
Atlas's
melee weapon.
little
So
exalted
things like
weapon?
Blood Rush and stuff like
I'm
that all
lost.
work essentially the
I have
same.
these frames and I'm lost.
But specifically for Blood Rush, we had a little. So the way Blood Rush works, generally for you, well, the way combo works, sorry. For normal attacks, you get 4x multiplier when it says 12x, and only the heavy attack gets the 12x, which is pretty confusing. I didn't like keeping that on this one because, you know, you would see 12x, but you only get 4x. That's just confusing. So it actually applies the full for 12x, but we had to change the base damage down. So basically, you get an effective 6x. Does that make sense? That was confusing,
It
but
went from 4 to 12, but down to up.
so it used to be 4. It used to be 4. We made
Then
it
there's a
12,
twist. Yeah.
but this is way too much, as 12 would have been way too much damage. So we cut the base damage, so it's effectively a 6x. So you're still 50%
So Ash's
larger
is
damage
Blade
than it is on live
Or
right
his
now.
Whip Claw.
But, you know,
Atlas is
when you see
Landslide.
the
Gara
damage on
Shattered
the
Lash.
pseudo-exalted, you might think it's low because you don't know that part.
But now you know.
Yeah, sorry. I know it's confusing. This stuff has been
You
very,
went off
very
script,
complex.
Pablo. I didn't have it on my
guess.
slide.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you
Also
that.
weapons. Weapons. Those
What else?
abilities, but they don't
Yeah,
have
arcane
weapons.
slots and stances now provide the stances provide capacity they didn't before, so they were usually harder to mod. So now you can mod those. Exilus and adapters for there's a few exalted weapons that didn't have Exilus, so now those have it. And then all exalteds and pseudo exalteds have access to both Exilus and the arcane slot. A bunch of different mods that never worked for exalteds now work for exalteds, so there's a lot to be done there. Exalted Blade and Serene Storm now give combo from the ranged attacks, not just from the melee ones, which used to be quite a bit of a pain to use directly. Yeah, so it's a lot of things. I know, some people are concerned about, where exactly will the damage land and stuff. I think you'll see once you use it, it is billion times easier to build your combo. You don't have to
No, I don't think
rebuild
Gorilla
it with your
Talons are
melee
gonna
weapon
count.
and then snapshot it, which
Gorilla's fine.
99% of people didn't
I don't
used
even
to
have her
do.
formatted.
So I
like
understand if
using
you're
her
in the
notepad.
0.1% that did used to do that and has like an amazing ribbon, you might be feeling a little bit of the sting. And I'm sorry for that, but the other 99% of players, this is just huge for them in terms of how much more accessible this is and just how much more straightforward it is to use it.
Brew, if you don't mind coming to gameplay real quick. Yeah. So just an example for Ash.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we're
go
actually exposing it as a mechanic
So his
Yeah.
Blaze
by
Storm is
design.
actually a
So
something
it's no more reading our minds about how statistics work.
His Blaze Storm is his
Yeah,
ult
so
ability.
Blaze, I guess I can, do I segue into Ash?
Yes.
I guess so. Yeah, so as part of this, since we were going to touch this part, might as well give Ash what I've been calling a retouch, meaning it's not like a full, it's not like a rework where I'm going to just like remove abilities and stuff. I'm just going to improve the abilities that he has, and that's what we did for him. So I'll go over them. So Shuriken, basically we increase their
Base duration
shurikens
is 50%
from 2 to
now.
5. We made them appear in an arc.
Teleport, added
They
fatal
deal
teleport to
50% more damage.
as
Oh,
fatal.
you have it there. I don't know why I'm trying to memorize
I
that.
got you.
Yeah, they shoot on an arc now. Smoke screen increases the duration by
Do is
50%.
use blood.
For the teleport,
Blade
basically, we
Storm and
baked
then
in the
teleport.
augment into the base ability. And then we made the augment a separate thing, which essentially it gives you
I don't
particle
think this is a
velocity
bad
when
idea.
you
Some of the people
when
in the
you
chat were
use it.
tripping. That
And if
sounds
you get a
pretty
kill,
good to
it
me.
increases the duration of your smoke screen.
Some people are saying
So you
yes,
can
but some
kinda
people
keep
were
it
like, "Oh,
going,
I wasted his
with that.
weight."
And then for Blaze Storm, so Blaze Storm is a little complicated.
I think they made
The
it
way it
better.
works in live, it does one hit that takes the mods from your weapon, but not the mods from your ability. And then it does 3 hits that don't take the mods from the weapon, but do take the mods from the ability. So what we did is basically we changed it all to a single hit that now takes the mod from both things, which obviously once you multiply them, it ends up being considerably bigger. And since you don't have to do the 3 hits, it resolves way faster. So usually when you would do that, and then you would have to see them do like 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, and then the next one, and the next one, and the next one, it would take forever to resolve. Now it's a single hit, which is much stronger because now it considers both mods at once. And then it also it makes the ability to resolve faster. Yeah, I think that's, oh, and we increased the marking range. Maybe too much. I was using it this morning. I was like, you just mark everything with 1 tap. So maybe you might have to touch that one. Yeah, so lots of changes there. This is the sort of thing that I know for a lot of you that are more into the numbers, you'll have to try it out to see how it feels. But I can at least promise you that definitely is way smoother to use, and the damage is much clearer. How it all works is much clearer. One thing I didn't even know is that the marks on Ash change based on the enemy level. So if you were fighting an enemy 10 level, it would only mark them once. I had no idea that existed until Cristiano looked at the script and we were like, what?
I actually remember doing that. That's my fault. Like I remember talking to back in the day about like Blade Storm stuff. So it's, yeah, because they were going to kill them because we would give you back energy depending on what died before the mark resolved. So I remember there was like a race condition between marking everything, but if someone died before.
But then we removed the whole, each mark costs different amount of energy.
Yes,
so
but we never changed. Yeah, I know. Yeah, oh God. Yeah.
Anyway.
So all of that and more is in the
Yeah.
dev workshop that the team has posted. So if you do ! Dev workshop, it will take you to just a reminder of
Quality of
this
life.
is also coming
Techrot encore
alongside
team
what we're about
system
to tell you.
Yeah, this is
Improvement,
basically the
defense
past
mission
2 months of our
reduction
lives.
from
So everything
5
we've
to
been working on
3.
is coming. So this is a summary.
This is
So
what we
is
showed
all
in January,
defense
and
mission
now we
waves going to
have
be reduced to
Even
5?
more.
this strange brew, if you don't mind.
The result
That
of
one.
rework.
Even
I wasn't there,
more.
really.
First, new player
Necromech?
experience, quality of life.
We are
showing and rework the star chart path,
redesigning the path
including
throughout
relevant
the star
junction
chart in
to
that
the
early
second
game.
dream
Wow, we
quest.
identified some things
Owner
that we're calling like
Necromech
swamps that really
provided
bog players
during
down
final
as they're
stage
doing
of
their
the
journey, and we did an
Owner?
audit. So you can really find yourself, if you're a new player, if you're going to be going through the star chart to get to something like the second dream as a huge milestone, there's more variety in the missions you play. There's actually less nodes directly that you have to play, and the junctions have gotten a look. We've done some repathing.
So now you get your Archwing launcher automatically. Now you don't have to farm for your Archwing launcher.
And I think the one that people have been looking forward to for possibly 4 years now is the necromech is no longer required for the new war. We will give you a loaner. So you no longer need to grind out a necromech, all its parts from the ISO vaults. We are just going to say, in you go. So we have done a sort of loaner setup for you, so that's no longer a blocker, it's no longer a wall you have to hit. So that is something we're going to deploy, and we're going to see how that shakes out with people that may or may not be stuck. Obviously, their decision is one based on years and years of back and forth. We really were against it, and then we were for it, against it, and now we're just going to rip off the Band-Aid and see what happens. There's a lot in, you know,
you can now get
so we'll see. So that is probably the biggest one. Generally speaking, just some really good audits throughout for making that new player journey a little more, I guess, a little less turbulent, less opaque.
Streamlined.
Yeah, just streamlining. There you go.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
All right, so that's new player experience stuff.
The Archwing launcher thing, that was a bugbear for some of the team here. You no longer have to like go out of your way to get an Archwing launcher segment. You just get it after the Archwing quest, so you don't need to.
You know exactly what you like, the crafting stuff. Like you'll get it.
I saw some people confused. We did not remove nodes, but basically, since we changed the path that you have to take, kind of the mandatory nodes to go from one quest to the other are less. Essentially, we made like side paths that you can go to. So you'll just see basically the same nodes, but they're just kind of moved around a little bit, and the connections are different. You will see one junction that they changed quite a bit.
Yes, one reroute. Yeah, like we cut, like Ceres is no longer on the core path at all.
No other different language. I was
quite deep surgery, but effective surgery. So. The patient is currently in recovery and doing well.
Oh, very well.
But that's not all, folks.
More. We do have much more quality of life. If you are
I like using captures to make my thumbnails.
If you are a capture lover and user, which actually our multimedia team also is, so these are kind of benefiting us as well as the players. But we have a lot of really good stuff coming for Captura. Example being save Captura settings in between sessions, so if you're bouncing back and forth, it'll save that. Hiding avatars such as player, companion, weapons individually. Just some really
yeah, let's not skip over prorated bundles.
I'm not.
Oh, sorry.
I haven't even gotten there yet.
Enchanted.
I haven't even gotten there yet.
You're reading that. They're reading that.
What do you mean?
Well, I'll go to my swear jar.
Girl.
No, because I like that we all
hiding
song
UI better.
I think that's
like
one of the best songs Warframe ever made was the We All
Binding
Live
works
Together.
on all screens. There's a whole bunch of quality of life there. So if you are a Capture user, you can look forward to that. And then sound options quality of life. Eric, let's talk.
Yeah, this one's actually been a long time coming. So we did two things here. We simplified the audio options menu for new players. So if you're a new player and you're jumping in and you just want to quickly adjust sound effects or dialogue, it's a lot easier now because you're not presented with as much stuff as you were before. But for people who have been playing a little bit longer and want a little bit more customization, you can right-click on any of those faders now to bring up some more advanced options. So we've actually broken things out a little bit more. This is a dialogue.
I like narrative.
So now you have control over all of the narrative dialogue. Enemies are on a separate slider, so you can control all the enemy dialogue separately. You can control your companion dialogue separately. That also controls like your railjack companions. And there's one for Gemini skin dialogue there, so you can control that separately for yourself and for allies.
So yeah,
played the
Warframe
control and dialogue.
quest.
I think the biggest one's probably sound effects.
Quest because the quest
so
is
before
a
sound
two-parter.
effects used to
You
be on
the
one
first part,
slider
and you have to
for
get
all
up
the
to
sound
standings
effects.
5
We've broken out
with the hex
more here, so you've got your own weapon sounds that you can control separately.
You did all of that.
Your own ability sounds.
Don't
all of the enemy and ally combat sounds. That's like their weapons and abilities and explosions. You can control separately, and then ambience volume you can control separately. So if you're hunting for things and trying to echolocate stuff, you can turn things down. So yeah, we realized that like everyone plays a bit different and wants to hear different things. So
he's still
we've
working
made
on
that
the
possible. And I'll just mention like we do plan on adding a couple more sliders in the future, depending on what people want and what people ask for. So yeah, I think it'll be a cool little quality of life.
Yeah.
you can hear what you want to hear.
I usually do.
Exactly. Selective hearing is now built into the game.
All right, prorated bundles.
There you go.
You would never skip it.
You would never skip it.
I didn't know it in everything.
If you are a player that uses your platinum to buy things in, in isolation, maybe from the arsenal, and then you go to the bundles and you see that there was a discounted bundle price. For any platinum bundle content in the market that has individual components, we will now be prorating the platinum cost of those. So for instance, if there is something, I think like a good example is the Stalker bundle. Like the bundle prices will now adjust.
If you have the dread.
If you have something from within the bundle. So yeah. So this is so if you think about, maybe you've been talking to your friends or you see in the community some feedback about, like, if you buy one thing, then you kind of have to pay for it again if you buy the bundle. We are now making it so that those prices adjust. So
nice.
Yeah, so that's coming with the March 19th, which is not a spoiler.
March 19th.
Update as well. We started the show with that. So that is coming. So
there you go.
It's only for plat bundles.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct. All right.
Literally right there.
A couple other things. Devere Paradox and the Hex Quest are going to be replayable. Or if you don't mind, just really quickly going to my screen, you'll notice my cat is back. Kalimos is back, and here you will be able to replay. So if you missed seeing that wonderful screen ending for the one ending, if you will, you can see it again.
Yep.
See it again.
And I do encourage you. You have time. Just put down Monster Hunter just for a minute. You can get to rank 4 in the Hex, so you can play Techrot Encore. Because most of the content, like the Defense Mission, Temporal, Archimedia, are all rank 4 onward. Right. So you'll need to rank up your Syndicate and play the true ending.
There you go. As well, the We All Live Together cinematic can now be replayable if you've done the new war and you've turned your Fortuna narmerized. Well, I mean, that wasn't your choice, but if your Fortuna is now narmerized, you weren't able to replay that cinematic, so now there is an area for you to replay it at your leisure, if that's your vibe. We talked about this last stream, but the Valence swap adapter, I can go and visit Miss Eleanor.
Oh, and someone asked about, is there an update on the drifter in the profile? Yeah, I don't know if it's going to make it for techrot Encore, but we are adding a setting where you can choose if you want people to see your operator or your drifter in your profile. So, the elemental vice is there. That price was actually just changed before the stream, so ignore that. That is not accurate.
She's expensive.
That's nice. I'm gonna buy.
But Elemental Vice will be there or in the market for 20 plat for you to change any adversary weapon to whatever element you want once you've maxed it.
March 19th.
100K is a lie. Don't listen to these prices.
You're rich.
If you vote for me, I'll lower it by half.
Oh, you're in the running? I like
Who's
it.
opposing?
No one.
Elise wants to raise prices.
Yeah, I suck.
No way. Megan raised prices.
No, I'm broke. The face-off PvP mode is getting some squad-wide boot. It's PH right now, obviously. But
yeah, basically we saw that particularly in low population regions. Like, it's totally fine in North America, but in certain regions it's hard to find basically people to queue with. So we added this, so periodically you get a boost, and then that way we're hoping that people will play at the same time so that they can find other people to play with, essentially.
There you go. And I think they'll vary. Oops, sorry, my mouse died. They'll vary, like they change. Some of them are like more rewards. Or is it just the boost? I love it, just the squad.
But if you vote for me,
no, you're not voting for Red. We're not
Can I
voting
just
for
say,
Red.
yeah, you get more standing, you get more boss for when you play.
So fun.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, the Kim music?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
worry
it's so good.
It's good.
I could just listen to that all day.
A couple other things. The Awakening tutorial is getting a lighting facelift.
Yes, we are putting it under the knife, and it is getting some, like a palette.
That's the first quest you ever do.
The cinematic. We're adding more atmospherics, lighting paths.
Beautiful,
being
beautiful
converted
cinematic.
to, I don't know if it's being converted to GI. I think it is, but they relit the whole thing and it looks awesome.
It does look incredible.
Resident talent.
Yeah, converted to
Derek
GI
has been
lighting.
doing the work.
Party Pat.
Making it look awesome. Yeah, Party Pat. That's right.
So I'm gonna replay.
And last but not least, we do have some Ancient Protector changes coming in this update, such as reducing the decay time of the Ancient Protector so that their overguard buff is shorter. And
Am I crazy, or a lot of this is already shipped?
Not the Ancient Protector stuff.
Okay, I thought some of it had, because I got complaints about the
There was one thing that shipped similarly related,
The
but
Thrax thing, right?
The Thrax
Yeah,
thing,
the Thrax,
yeah, but not this one specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then as well, not getting overguard from their own abilities or able to give overguard to other ancients as well. So those are some changes.
How could you do this?
Yeah, so essentially it goes back to how the ancient used to work. Essentially.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. And that's all we have.
Wow.
Damn.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
That is